This is my Gibson Kristofferson SJ, and how I came about this guitar was pretty cool. I'd actually went online. Actually, the reason why I was even looking to add another guitar to my collection was because I was getting ready to go to the studio. This past March, I went into the studio, so I was getting ready to do some demo work and get some demo tracks sent to my producer. And I really wanted, I like all my guitars that I got, but I was just really wanting to have a real nice, rich toned guitar, something that, you know, the linen back here, it provides a pretty good rich tone too, but I just wanted something really, really rich, and I always had my eye on the Southern Jumbo Gibson, you know. So I went online. I'm looking at it on eBay for some Gibsons, some used Gibsons that are for sale, and I see this guy on there that's got this Kristofferson SJ for sale. This particular guitar here, and it was one of those deals where you couldn't email him or anything. So to find out about the guitar, I went on Gibson's website and I looked up Kristofferson SJ, and there it was, and it said reviews right below, and I scrolled down to the reviews and I noticed that one of the stories that this guy was telling on eBay about this particular guitar, this guy on the Gibson website was telling the same story. And I was like, wow, man. And the story goes like this. Gibson made these Kristofferson SJs, and this is a beautiful guitar, just absolutely gorgeous. And they made 300 of them. And this one here is number 48, I believe. Yes, number 48. And Chris was getting ready to do a show for Austin City Limits, and Gibson went down there and they met him on the road to Austin City Limits, and they presented him with this particular guitar, this guitar right here that I'm holding. And and each one of them has a hand signed label on the inside of the sound hole, which is very cool too. So anyway, they go down there and they present him this guitar, and he actually played this guitar on the road to Austin City Limits. And after he got done playing this guitar on that particular show, he just turned around and he handed this guitar to another rhythm guitarist that played in his band and said, "Here, this is yours." And he gave it to the guy. And the guy's like, "Wow, man, thanks a lot, you know." And then he got to thinking about it, and he thought, you know, I got a guy that has a recording studio here that's a buddy of mine that lives in Austin, Texas. I'm going to give this to him so he can have it in his recording studio for people to play or to show or whatever he wanted to do. Well, the guy in the recording studio got it given to him, and he got to thinking, you know, I'm not going to let anybody play this, but I got a buddy that has a really nice guitar collection, and I'm going to give it to him. So he gave this guitar to that gentleman, and he's the guy that sold me this guitar. And the reason why he's selling off part of his guitar collection is because he's moving from Texas out east, and he was wanting to get rid of some of the guitars that really don't have a whole lot of sentimental value to them. And so this is one of the guitars he decided he would sell. So I got his email address off the Gibson website. So what I do is I email him and I tell him my story. Man, I'm 52 years old, you know, I'm getting ready to go do my first record, you know, and I want a rich sounding SJ, and I saw this one on eBay, and I went to Gibson and checked it out, and that's how I got your email, so don't get all ticked off at me for emailing you. But this is my story, and I really want this guitar, man. Is there any way that we could do something, you know? This guy emails me back. And he says, absolutely, I want you to have this guitar. And he says, you put in the minimum bid, and I'm closing it out right now. And so I went on, put in the minimum bid, he closed it out, and he was actually out on the East Coast when he did this, and he called back to Texas and had his daughter go into his house and get this guitar. And I got pictures of Chris playing it too, by the way, upstairs in my music room. But anyway, had him get me this guitar and the guitar straps and everything that came with it, and UPS'd it to me, man. Gibson Kristofferson SJ has the Farmers Union Eagle logo down here on the 12th, And that's it, you know. And this is what I took to the studio with me and played my first album with. Right here is this baby, so pretty proud of it.